up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be doing a review of Blue Girls Club season 5, and basically I'm really happy that I did not spend the money. I think that his OnlyFans was like $25 a month, and based off like what I had heard rumor wise, they basically were getting a lot of strikes because a lot of the things that he was doing on OnlyFans kind of went against their rules and guidelines. And so some of the things were like, you're not supposed to show alcohol or people drinking on OnlyFans. And, you know, of course, if you've ever seen Blue Girls Club, he's definitely doing that. I also know like fighting and stuff is not promoted on there as well. And so I know that, after the first couple of episodes were put up, they were also taken down by OnlyFans. And so a lot of the fans felt like, you know, they weren't getting their money worth. You know, no refunds were given back out. So I'm really glad that I did not spend the $25 because Blueface has uploaded those videos onto YouTube on, you know, under the Blue Girls account. So if you go to YouTube and you go to Blue Girls Club, you'll see a little pink icon that says Blue Girls Club, and you can actually go and watch the videos. And so that's what I'm going to be commentating about, which is like the first couple of episodes. And so today we're going to get into episode 1. And so one of the things that I would kind of start off by saying is I'm very surprised that Oxygen, and the company that owned Oxygen did not sue Blueface for their likeness, because if you look at the logo for Blue Girls Club in comparison to Bad Girls Club, as well as the letters that were used, I'm pretty sure all of those things were, you know, 9 times out of 10, Oxygen being a bigger network, those things were copyrighted. So I'm really curious to see why they have not kind of hit Blueface with a copyright infringement, because they're very similar. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. I do want you guys to listen to this little snippet from 16 DeLife. So if you go on YouTube, it's 16DALIFE. He is a YouTuber, and I feel like young men of this generation definitely need to give him a listen. He is spitting some knowledge, some truth, and he's also a rapper. So check out his videos. Most of his videos right now are about like jail and, you know, prison stories. He did spend a lot of time in prison. I think he said 24 years. And so he's a very interesting fellow. If you get some time, I would love for you to go check out his YouTube channel. Again, it is 16DALIFE. I'm going to try to include the little picture of his YouTube right here. So go ahead and like his videos, go over there and subscribe to his channel, and then take a listen to this music. And if you are interested, you can hit him up directly on his channel underneath his comments, and I'm pretty sure he will message you back in regards to how you can listen to more of his music. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get right to it.
Floss for the gram. Nope. I just stick to the script and be the boss that I am. I see young niggas doing dumb shit too often, like damn. He dropped his location, the reason that his coffin got slammed. I don't give game free often, fam. This shit will soon end. So I suggest you niggas gather round and tune in. Bring your spoons in, I'll teach you how to eat and tuck your napkin. Cause I was really in them streets, my nigga, fuck the captain. With the business, all action, push the rag hard. Straight front line and no acting, no sad card. Back when clotheslines was in the backyard, Unc was giving game. Nephew, you ever catch a charge, never say a thing. And nigga never give a name, boy, you turn rat. No, you volunteer to play this game, you can't turn back.
Episode 1 starts off with really us getting to know the cast and the characters and like who each person is. And I thought it was pretty interesting for the most part. The show wasn't that spectacular. However, in the beginning of the very beginning of the episode, we get to see them get it cracking from the start on the bus. And there is a fight between Money and Cuzzo. So I'm going to go through the characters first. Or not really characters, I should say cast, but characters as well, because they definitely are some characters. And then we'll go ahead and get more established with what happened in episode 1. So as you can see, the first character is Illest. And so, or Illest, whatever, I guess Illy. She has that blonde swoop. That's what I thought of her as, blonde swoop girl. Because the first time that I seen the episode, I'm like, yeah, that's going to be who she is. Because she continually does that swoop across her forehead. But hey, that's her signature. I guess she's a rapper. I've never heard of her. But it is what it is at this point, you know. we're going to see more, hopefully, of her music. And I think as the episode progresses on, we do get to hear some of her music. However, it's very faint in the background because they're dancing to it. And I guess this is their chance to shine as they are, you know, kind of showcasing what their talents are. The next girl's name is Money. And basically, I guess her name outside of the house is Mimi, but the name that Blue is eventually going to give her in episode 2 is going to be Money. And so I guess seeing that they already knew that, they added that in. And basically, Money's from Baltimore. That's what I could, you know, understand from the first episode. Her personality, she kind of reminds me of, like, she thinks that she's going to be the new Krishan. You could just tell by the way that she carries herself. And so when I refer to Money and Cuzzo getting into it as soon as the episode kind of gets started, this is who I'm referring to. This is one of the people. So her name is Money. She's from Baltimore. She goes by Mimi at home. And so far, like, I don't really have any reservations about her other than the fact that, like, her attitude, I don't think that my personality, if I was there, I wouldn't mesh with her. Like, she seems very, like, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but I don't particularly care for her thus far. So we'll see. So next is Different. And Different is supposedly Dr. Dre's niece. She's from California. So far, I think he gave Different the name Different because she's fucking different. Like, it's hard to explain if you haven't seen the episode, but she's definitely different. And so for me, like, you can kind of get the vibes that she's not all there. You know what I'm saying? And I want to make great emphasis on that because as the coming episodes come up, because you got to think, I'm recording this reaction or, you know, commentary really after seeing like 4 episodes of the show, so I have a greater knowledge thus far. So as I'm speaking from this episode, I'm also thinking deeper into further episodes. And so I want to put a great deal of emphasis on the fact that Different is definitely different, and therefore she's a little bit off and she's just not all there. And so let's just keep that in mind as we move forward with the commentaries from each episode, because it's gonna play a major role in the next couple episodes. We have a young lady by the name of Makeup, and I think he ends up giving her the name, let's see, what did he end up giving her the name of? I think he gave her the name Makeup, but her name is Chanel, and she's from San Diego. Hence the name he gave her. She's a makeup artist. She does a lot of other things. She says she's really interested in fitness. I loved her vibe. So right off the top, she's like one of my favorites. I love her energy. She definitely has grown woman, mature vibes, very mature. And I felt like her spirit was very chill, very relaxed. Now, granted, a lot of the girls in the house seem to be very chill, but I think that's just the first day. Like, some of them are still getting to know each other. You know, some of them are still trying to fill out their surroundings, trying to get comfortable. But she most definitely seems like she's living in her skin and from day one. Like, she is who she is. Like, I love how she embraces herself. Very confident. Like, seems cool as fuck. And I could see myself hanging out with her. Like, she's hella cool. We have Memphis, and I mean, Memphis, her hair is cute, but there wasn't much else to say about her. Like, from episode 1, I don't really feel like she made that great of an impression on me. Yeah, like, she didn't get much camera time this particular episode, and she didn't seem to be that intriguing. Like, she didn't do anything that made her seem super spectacular. By her name, we can tell she's from Memphis, so that was cool because I feel like I don't think I've seen any girls from Memphis in the previous seasons, but I could be wrong, so leave a comment in the comment section if I am. However, like, I thought that was cool, but other than that, there was nothing really spectacular about her. The next person, her name is Sadiddy. That's the name that Blueface gives her. Her real name, or the name that she goes by, is Alexis Sade, and she's from New Jersey. I loved her energy, her aura. She really, honestly, and it's a pretty funny, but she reminds me of my best friend. She looks dead on her, like exactly like her. So I thought that was pretty funny. Totally different personalities, but looks just like her. So for the most part, she has a very happy, bubbly personality, very calm, cool, collected. So I'm feeling her vibe. I like her so far from what episode 1 kind of showed. We have Cuzzo, and that is the name that she previously came into the house with. Like, that was her name prior to coming into the house, and then basically Blue gave her the name 23, and I'm guessing that is probably because she's 23. I'm guessing because the show was recorded in 2022, so I'm not thinking that it would be like, oh, my name's 23 because of the year or whatever. So I definitely think that's because of her age. She's from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm rocking with her. I like her. I like her swag. She's young. She reminds me of myself when I was younger. That pop-off mentality, just very like defending people, sticking up for people. You could tell she has that type of a personality. And like I mentioned previously in the video, I have seen some videos, some episodes past episode 1, so I pretty much am well aware of like her character from for the most part of what I can see, and I like how she gets down. I do believe like she reminds me of like a younger sister vibe, me in my younger days, but she's very she's a pop-off. Like, she's very much so a pop-off. And supposedly, allegedly, this is supposed to be the girl that Blueface has had relations with in the house. And a lot of the girls, for example, Money, and there was a couple of other girls that did mention that, he did have relations with her. And so I don't know. I'm curious to see. She does kind of remind me of Chrisean, and seeing that Chrisean is also from Baltimore, I think that's pretty ironic and funny. But you could tell that Blue kind of like, just pay attention to Blue if you watch the episodes, and you'll get a feel for like how he pays attention to her. Next, we got Poppin', and Poppin', she really goes by, I can't remember what the name they said that she was going by before the house, but he gave her the name Poppin', and she's from Oakland, California. So shout out to Oakland, shout out to the West Coast. Like, I'm from the West Coast, so I definitely love to see somebody representing for us, and being kind of us. She definitely gives hyphy vibes. A little hyper for me, I don't think we would, I could see me rocking with her in my younger days, but in my older days, hell no. Like, she way too hypey, way too hyphy, way too hyper. Like, she gotta calm down a little bit. But you can also tell that a lot of these girls are very young. Like, I'll be 30 next month, and I'm still young, but for me, I feel like I'm a lot older. And so seeing like how they carry themselves, I remember doing that shit at like 20, 21. But like at this age, fuck no. Like I couldn't. And so for me, like, she has definitely got cool vibes. She definitely gives me that West Coast vibe. She definitely puts on for the West Coast, but she is extremely hyper and hyphy. So then we got Loca, and honestly, nothing stood out about her. She was very calm. As you can see, she got her little Hennessy bottle. She was chilling. She was vibing. She was definitely out of the way and chill. And I fucked with that. I feel like a lot of times people don't necessarily take a liking to the people on the shows that are not like whooping ass and out here fighting and doing the absolute most. But she did a wonderful job in just staying the fuck out the way, just chilling, just being true to herself, if that's who she is. And again, she could have just been feeling the situation out. She could have been kind of getting to know the girls. We don't really know what the reason is, but for the most part, she didn't make too much noise this episode. So this is Island Girl, and she was definitely giving island vibes. Like, she was giving me island tings, I was feeling her personality. She was very calm, real chill. Another one of those chill people. She was on that holistic shit. She's eating all healthy and cool. Like, I felt like she had a cool personality. I don't know how I feel about her yet, because again, she was just chill and kind of cool. So I don't really know. I haven't gotten a feel for their personalities. This is the first episode, so I feel like as the episodes progress, we'll get to see more of the things that we like and don't like about certain situations. And next we have Miss Natural, or Natural. I think she just goes by Natural. And basically, she's from Houston, Texas. Again, nothing really spectacular about her. She was pretty chill, laid back, and quiet in this very first episode. So there wasn't really much to like or really dislike at this point. So those are all of the characters from this point that have been introduced to us on the first episode. So as the second episode appears, we'll kind of get into more of who these characters are, or who the characters are that were, or who the cast, I keep saying characters, but who the cast are that we didn't get to see in this very first recap. I don't know if you were like one of my subscribers who got to catch the upload that I had did with Chrisean Rock and Blueface, and like their whole crazy in love on Zeus Network, and all 3 of those videos were copyright striked. The videos were taken down, so all of that hard work was pretty much for nothing. So in order to ensure protection on my part, and that I am following the YouTube guidelines, you can't get more than 3 strikes or your channel is pretty much taken down. So I am on my first strike. And I've seen a lot of channels, like shout out to CCBBW and Flawlessly BBW, which is the same YouTuber. Kind of one of the people I look up to in this whole YouTube blogging world, just like Lovely T and a lot of other people. And one of the things that I've noticed is they've had a very hard time, making their way out there because of the fact that there's so many guidelines and things in place that kind of go against them. So I do have an Instagram channel that I started for things like this. So if you head to my Instagram, it is Sade's World. You can go follow me. The Instagram is public, but I would love a follow, and I most of the time will follow back. And yeah, you can check out the fight there. I'm going to be posting a lot of the fights that happened throughout the Blue Girls Club Season 5 on that Instagram account. I'm also going to be starting my Patreon. I've had a Patreon for a very long time, but I'm going to go ahead and start accepting donations at some point, because I am trying to transition out of like everyday life into doing YouTube and like my other businesses as my sole, income, and, really be an entrepreneur. So in order to support me, I would really appreciate it. Once I get the Patreon up and running, you can give donations if you feel like, but that will be a place where you could head over and see things like fights and things that I'm not really able to show on YouTube at this point. Most times I really don't care, and I'll show the fight anyway. However, like I mentioned, I'm already on strike 1, and I'm just not trying to deal with that. So I'm going to show a snippet, but for the whole entire video, you're gonna have to head over to my Instagram, and then later on down the line, you'll be able to head to my Patreon. You'll be able to donate at your discretion and watch the content for free. So, yeah, as you can see, it gets cracking. Like, straight as the video starts, we see an immediate fight, and the fight is between the girl Money and Cuzzo. And basically, from what I can understand, Money said that Cuzzo jumped her friend back in Baltimore at a club, and basically, she did it in the bathroom. And so, she kind of got down immediately. She got down where she was mad at. And so I have respect for that. And I can also respect where she was coming from. Like, I understand her standpoint. Like, if you jump my friend, and we just so happened to be on the same show, and she mentioned that she hadn't, seen her prior to the show. She did see that she was going to be on the show, and that she hoped that she was, so she could whoop her ass. And so, so she got it cracking, and I can definitely respect that. She got down where she was mad at, and she, addressed it right where it was. So, yeah, they got it straight out the gate on the bus. They got to it. Later on in the episode, some of my thoughts about this particular episode, because there wasn't really much spectacular going on, but I definitely wanted to point out like how Blueface was talking to them. Like on this particular part of the episode where you see the picture of Blueface on the bus, he's telling them what they can go into Walmart and grab. And basically, the girls are talking and kind of being loud in the background, like being childish, young. And he pretty much is just talking shit to him, telling them to shut the fuck up. And like, it's just the way that he's talking to them. Very vulgar, very like demeaning and disrespectful. Like he they daddy or some shit. And so, I think my thoughts on this show are, although most of the cast are cool and they seem to be cool, you definitely know that you have to have daddy issues to be on a show like this. Because for a dude to sit up and talk to you like that, and you're not getting paid for it, he's recouping all of the funds. It's almost like a pimp hoe type relationship, allegedly. And so it seems to be very confusing, because I don't think they understand that Blue is definitely walking away with more, a better hand in the situation than they are. For sure. You know what I'm saying? They thinking they finna get all this exposure, but it's like, yeah, the people do not care that much. Like, none of you guys are Krishan, and we only pay attention to Krishan because she makes herself look stupid, straight up. Like, and at this point, people are really getting tired of Krishan. There's not much more of Krishan that we're gonna be seeing too much soon. Like, Blueface has rode his wave, and his wave is coming to an end. One thing that I know about the internet and trends and memes and all that shit is it eventually it dies down. Those same people are not popping a couple years from now. They're has-beens, they're afterthoughts, they're all of those things. And so Krishan and Blueface will be definitely no different in that capacity, but I definitely didn't appreciate how he was really talking to them. I thought that was kind of like, you know, So later in the episode, we will see Cuzzo and Money fight again, round 2. You know, they pretty much are picking their rooms in this episode. They're going to Walmart. They're getting some of their hygiene products, their towels, their smell goods, all that good shit. But, yeah, other than that, wasn't too much more that was spectacular out of that. So, yeah, stay tuned for episode 2, where I will be doing commentary, and I should be uploading that soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, if you like the music that was featured at the beginning of this video, head over to 16DALIFE, 16 to life. But instead of to life, it's da life. So, yeah, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another video on Sade's World. If you're interested in seeing the continuation of that fight clip that I included into this video, please head over to my Instagram account at Sade's World. That is SHAUDAE_S World over on Instagram. Thank you so much, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys next time. Thank you.